it's frozen at any time. They can determine that through the change in the cellular, components, and they will be able to tell if that was the case. I'm also super fascinated that finally the word murder. All right, so being used and being used. I'm just gonna do a little introductory or whatever introduction to this live. I'm going to be on live for probably a little bit. Then I'm gonna try to come back on. I'm gonna be on here from 9 to like 10 at first. I know y'all probably have school. Yeah, I know y'all got school. So anybody who got school and stuff, I know you ain't gonna be able to be on here. But this live will be me just remembering my mom. Uh her death date is tomorrow. It was last year. So this will be a whole year since my mom has been gone and I've been really sick um all today. I have not felt good and it's really affecting me, which is crazy. I didn't think something like this would still affect me. I mean, it still affects me, but make me feel sick. I had to think. I'm like, I feel really sick because my mom. I could feel it. I get real sad. So I was doing like a little bit of crying today. Wasn't a lot of crying, but I do miss my mom. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna sit on here and watch YouTube. And if anybody come in here and want to chat, we can. I know it's super late and I don't know who's up or who's not up, but yeah, just a regular day. I slept all day. I'm definitely gonna be up all night, and I'm just watching crime shows, well, investigations, and basically crime. I've been watching crime on the TV and watching like YouTube videos, like vlogs and stuff. So that's basically what I'm doing. I don't want to be looking down, but if you do come in here, make sure you do like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to be on here for at least an hour. I'm gonna try to be. The medical examiner is going to release informant information that seems to be under the in the province of the LRPD. So I don't quite understand that. And I'm sorry it's so late. Like I said, I know y'all got school. Medical examiner himself, because according to the medical examiner, there should be transparency here. And this I'm watching this the what is it? That Celeste case with the David D4, whatever. I didn't even know who he was. I just heard about him from when this happened. So yeah, this so sad how that girl died and they couldn't really figure out nothing about her body and stuff. And they claim that they can't I think they really can't determine the cause of death and they don't want to talk about that. They said they can't talk about it anymore. The Celeste case. That's sad. Did y'all hear about that Celeste case? And D4, David, whatever. That is so sad. We so appreciate this. This is one of the ones that's been stuck with me, just like the Kanika Jenkins. That was stuck with me for a long time. Like that's so scary. I would look up that story in that case all the time. What do y'all think? Anybody got any comments? We could talk about some crimes tonight. Also, we're bringing in my mom's death date, just celebrating her life, basically talking about my mom. So I'll be talking about her. Dang, I wish I had some pictures to show y'all my mom. But she passed away due to hypertension, like high blood pressure. She had heart failure. Um, yeah, so take care of y'all health. Eat good. You got remember your body is like a what I want to say. Your body is like a dang, I can't think of the word, but it's constantly working. Your heart is constantly pumping, moving blood around your body, oxygen so you can breathe. So you have to take care of it. You gotta drink your water too, y'all. Be active, exercise, all that. But yeah, I'm just watching some YouTube videos really. I watch a lot of crime, y'all. I just like to figure out stuff. I like figuring out stuff and put divinity on the case. Put your girl on the case, and I got you. Okay. But yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe if you do come in here. I know it's late and I know y'all do have school, so I do apologize. I'm bringing in my mom died December 1st, 2024. So yeah, y'all. Um, let's see. What can we watch? Hmm. It's like some stuff I want to watch and then just I can't take watching
like little kid murders. That type of stuff, it just does something to my soul, y'all. I just anybody who hurts kids, I'm not with it. I just can't. Okay. Hmm. I watched that one. Yeah, I don't know what I want to watch. This is y'all, this stuff is weird. If you ever look at the news or just I try not to look at the news, but you need to see what's going on. Times are it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? For real. Times ain't the same. You can't even go out and party. Just in my hometown, they had a little party or concert, and one person got stabbed, and the person got stabbed and got killed. You alive one moment, and you go out to have fun, to go be out in the world, and then you lose your life. Just think about it. If you would have stayed home, some of our choices we make in life are very important, y'all. Like you could save your life by just being in the house. I mean, you can still get hurt being in the house, but just you got to think about your choices, your priorities in life, and what's important. Okay, because life is very short. Being outside ain't the same as it used to be. You can't just go out with your friends and hang out because always gonna be somebody hating on you, somebody that's demonic, and there's different spirits you get inside of our bodies. You feel me? There's different spirits you could get. Yes, amen. You could be a person that's you could hate. You could have hate in your heart. And you want. Let me break some stuff down to y'all. Look, when you are drinking or you are smoking or drinking, you are not in your right state of mind. Okay, so you can poorly judge when you're not sober. That is the problem when you are drinking, and it damages your body. And I know because I drink, y'all. I drink. I'm a hardcore drinker myself. Like I'm pregnant right now, and it's legal. I'm over the age of 21, but I needed a break. I needed to stop. It's okay. They say it's okay to have a drink here and there, but drinking alcohol is poison for your body. Okay, and our government, we sell stuff like that. Cigarettes, anything that's like self destruction, we sell it. It's legal. Drinking, you know what I'm saying? Cigarettes, nicotine. Marijuana, that's about just sales, I feel like. Just sales. Everybody wants marijuana money. They want to smoke marijuana. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, I don't know. To each his own. Everybody has their choice in life, and you got your own opinion and stuff. But yeah, it's just yeah. Anytime you are not in your right state of mind, you are not walking with God. So that's how I take it. This is how I think in my religion. I'm a Christian. I take stuff for how I take it in my life and how God works with me. Everybody else does that for themselves. Like you could read the word, or even if you don't believe in the word, you can believe in what you believe in and live your life according to how you want to live your life. But for me, that's how I feel. I break down a lot of stuff of how I feel and how I move. And I feel like, and we all gotta go. Do you ever think about that? We all have a death date. So I don't get how one person could be better than the next person. Not die, not have to die, then holla at me. Even if you're the richest man in the world, you have to die. Like, come on now. Now, when somebody tell me that, you might be better than me. But we all bleed, we all die. You know what I'm saying? We all are created from a woman. Sorry, ain't nobody coming in this world from a male. And I'm sorry to say that. And look, I'm gonna be quiet on that. I'm not trying to get in trouble, but yeah. And this is just my beliefs. I'm not gonna say too much, but yeah. Everyone who is into this world was born out of a woman. Facts. Okay. Just saying. Which is crazy. Is that crazy? It could be males coming from a woman. Like, is that crazy? At the end of the day. So that's why these men should really uplift women. You feel me? Having kids and having a boy is really hard, bro. Yeah. Carrying a man is a hot mess. I ain't gonna lie. So you should really respect your parents and women. I don't understand these men who don't know how to treat a woman or treat a woman. I think it's just how he was brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like putting your hands on a woman. You're a man, bro. And some of these women don't know how to be women either. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And when you in a relationship, you don't tear down that person. A relationship is an agreement to work on each other and better each other and be a team. It's not a competition. You know what I'm saying? It's about helping each other and loving each other and building with each other, being happy. And I'm not talking money, I'm talking emotionally, mentally happy. Because money ain't gonna fix nothing. I always tell people it's really within you. Like if you feel happy or sad. And life is honestly too short to be bored, too short to be sad, too short to complain. Like it is, man. I lost my mama and I lost my sister. These people I grew up with all my life, man. I don't have that anymore. I don't have that. I am dang near like a lost 34-year-old woman, to be honest. I do have a dad, but I didn't know my dad growing up. That was really hard growing up without a dad being a girl. I have chose some of the wrongest men for me. I ain't never have a dad in my life, so yeah. All right, I'm gonna watch something. Mm, it ain't really nothing on here that I really want to watch right now. There's one video on here that I seen. A girl accepted a $500 ride and got killed. Oh yeah, okay. And another thing I want to talk about, not judging people or anything. This is just my opinion. Um, a lot of these young women who are murdered, not all of them, are models. They strip and they do all these things, and you're going to bring in the wrong crowd one day. You know what I'm saying? All these deaths, and they be so surprised when their daughter end up passed away or get killed or murdered. It's the way you present yourself. It's the way you carry yourself. If you working at a strip club, not being rude, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you're gonna get looked at a certain way. Somebody's gonna want to kill you or take advantage of that. Some people can't handle that, and it's a lot of lust. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's important to keep yourself dressed and keep yourself covered up, dress accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And certain things you do in life, if you live that life, kind of like they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You out in the streets and doing this and that, you will die by the gun. You out there living your life like that, then some men are will take your life trying to hurt you and trying to do bad things. That's why I be really sad, and I try to be a good role model for my girls. 'Cause I have girls. I have a lot of girls, and then I do have two sons. About to have like three sons. So I'm not gonna be on this live that long, I don't think. But I do want to get on here at 11 o'clock, like 11:30, and bring in my mom's death date, which is December 1st. So I'm definitely gonna be on here around 12 o'clock to bring that in. And yeah, so let's start talking about my mom. So basically, my mom died at 48 years young. No, she was 48. There's nine of us. She lost one daughter, and that was my sister. And my sister got shot in the head by her boyfriend in Memphis. So she fell in love, moved to a whole different state. My mama didn't want her to go, and she ended up dying. And her body had to fly back home while she was already dead. Like seriously, all the way back to Indiana. And that's what broke my mama. But my sister died in 2013. So yeah, she died in 2013. My mom held on for like up until 2024, and my mom passed away. My mom was going through a lot of hurt, and I feel like my mom had a lot of heartbreak and stuff like that. So my mom was a good mom, though. She made sure we had. Oh God, now we about to cry. Okay. She made sure her kids, we had roofs over our heads. She made sure we was fed. We had a fun mom. We got to do fun things. She used to take us to get our hair done. We used to go to church. We had a lot of fun going to church coming up as a kid. She used to let us go all night skating, and then she'd pick us up and make us go to church, and we'd be falling asleep up in church. I miss my mom, man. I miss my mama so much. But yeah, y'all. I really, you know what? I could edit while I'm sitting here. That'll be good to go ahead and edit, but yeah. I really wish I could play music on here. Finna watch. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. Finding Kendrick Johnson. That was the boy that got killed. I want to say he was in the gym in that mat, rolled up in the mat. That yeah, I'm into this stuff. I like investigation. Hi. Sorry, my energy is low, y'all. I'm a little sad, so body parts was missing. Okay. What we are doing tonight is crime and investigation. I am talking about cases and I'm asking for y'all opinions. I am also bringing in my mom's death date and I'm talking about her. So this is a chill date. I'm not doing nothing. I'm just chilling. I'm not getting glam. I'm just chilling on a regular Sunday. And I know y'all got school, so love y'all. Hey, drop a like. And if you come through, hey. I really want y'all to watch this with me though. But finding Kendrick Johnson on January 11th, 2013. Johnson was found dead in a high school gymnasium, rolled up in a gym mat. I don't know if y'all heard about this. His body was filled with newspapers and stuff. Yeah, it's old, but it's good. It's you know what I'm saying. It's a goodie. You shemale, huh? You said what? What you mean? Oh yeah, somebody wants to say hi. Hold on. Say hi, baby boy. Y'all, I'm huge, right? Hi. Hi. What you doing? What's up, boy? Big boy. I'm huge. But okay. Whew, now that I got that out the way, I can't breathe. Thank you for the light. I'm just watching stuff. Oh. Let's see. Let's see what the talk is on the streets. Okay, this is my Android. This is super messed up. My boyfriend had got this for me when I didn't have a phone. I cried because I told him I needed the iPhone so bad, but he just didn't go get the iPhone like I wanted. So a phone is a phone, but I still had a big fit. So now I got my iPhone 17. Y'all don't understand. I have to record videos. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah, so let's see. I need to go post on my boyfriend's page. Okay, Snapchat. I can't add no more people on Snapchat. Log in. Please be saved on here because I don't know my password. Come on. It's loading slow. Dee Dee the Beauty. All right. I'm gonna download some pictures so I could post on my see I got all this, but I don't be on here. I can't add nobody else though. Like some of these are open. Okay, it's just these few that I haven't like looked at yet. I can't add people, so I wish y'all could add me. And you're not married, another father of this child. Well, actually, I'm not married yet, but I will be. And my boyfriend, he is in prison right now. So, yep, I have a lot of kids without being married, but baby, I got a good man this time, and I'm happy about that. All right. So now I'm finna make sure y'all go follow me on Facebook. Y'all don't even do Facebook no more, do y'all? I don't think y'all do. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. This is what I got posted. I got 68,000 views on that video because hold on. Okay, let's see. All right. I don't like to block people, but like, bro, don't come in my live, okay? Thank you. It's positive. And if you're gonna be on that weird stuff, sorry, you'll get blocked if you're on the weird stuff. I'm really positive and I don't like the negative stuff. Sorry, you guys. And it's like if you say one negative thing, cool, but then you want to say negative things through the whole live, please don't. You will get blocked if you come in here talking stuff. You want to be nice, you can. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the pay. Don't be negative in my life. You can't be nice, don't say nothing at all. Appreciate you. Gosh, hold on. I just really want to block this person. I'm not playing or whatever because have a blessed day. 'Cause put user in timeout. We're gonna do 24 hours. I'm gonna give you another chance to try it again. In 24 hours, you can try it again. Okay. 86. Sorry, guys, but dang, 86,000 seconds? What? Wait, what? That is insane. Why did it say that? I hate to be, I'm gonna have to get a moderator for real now. And the person who wanted to be my moderator is not in here. Dang. I hope they come in here. I'm dang near finna get off here though, y'all. I thought I'd just stop by and say hi. Supposed to be bringing them on my birthday, but I don't have the energy. My back hurts. Everything hurts. All right, I'm finna post on my man's Facebook page. Okay. Come on, bro. No, don't allow notifications, bro. No. Okay. I'm dang near finna get off, y'all. I'm gonna go actually lay back down. Okay, so export. I am Shemale from Pakistan. Are you serious? Cool. You from Pakistan? Wow. So what time is it there?
They missing like that. That's evidence. This is the first case I can recall, whereas we were on a task force to work with the federal government in a case that far away from DC. Why do you
Dang.
think that they did that? Well, it's my understanding they recused all the federal agencies for being involved in the case. Therefore, an outside agency like ourselves with homicide experience was perfect for investigating the case. Why would they recuse themselves? Because in this particular case, the two persons who were listed as persons of interest, their father was an FBI agent. It was just
So he got to get away with it. So in this case, that's as they said, the father was an FBI agent. There you go.
Star athlete is one of the bellboys, star athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Father.
They always say it ain't what you know, it's who you know. What strings you got? What connections you got? I'm watching homicide stuff, y'all.
Smile always doing so. I remember this about him when he lost a teeth at that. Didn't have no hair. They got on the ears. That's who's doing what he do this. It's him running the ball. Yep. I'm trying to take it in the goal line.
This makes me so sad. Being pregnant makes you so sad. Oh my gosh, I feel real emotional. Yeah, I'm real emotional at this point in time. I'm watching just, yeah. I miss my mom. And it's crazy how they ain't got no camera footage. 'Cause all schools have, schools got cameras, y'all. I don't know. But yeah, they killed this boy and they stuffed him in a mat back in like 2013. And the people of interest, the dad was it was a kid. The black kid and the white kid had gotten into a fight at school or something like that. The dad was an FBI agent. They killed that boy. Yes. And when you have connects, you can hide stuff and cover up stuff. And you, if you part of, yeah, yeah. I should show y'all this. Hold on. I don't want to scare y'all, but yeah, y'all. Just like that Celeste case, we don't know what happened to her, and now they ain't talking about it at all. And you, if you get rolled up in a gym school mat, you know somebody did that. And they took the man, they took his organs out, y'all. Not trying to scare y'all. I'm serious. Y'all better always pay attention to y'all surroundings and be careful how you talk to people because they will take your life. Your life is very important. Your soul. Student still has investigators putting together the pieces of what took place. The body was found in. I don't want to get copyright. Probably will. I'm watching that. Chris Pride officially released the name of the deceased individual today as 17-year-old sophomore Kendrick L. Johnson. Johnson was reported. If I get in trouble, it's gonna be deleted. To his body. Sheriff Pride says the incident is. Well, we don't know what they did to this boy. And the department is working hard to find answers for.
KJ is all my husband and all my children. All the initials start with K and a J. I have 3 Kenneth from now. That's my husband, my oldest son, and my grandson is K.
Hi, JK.
K3.
What's up?
And my daughter, she's Kenyatta. So that's Kenneth Sr., Kenneth Jr., Kenyatta, Kendrick, and Kenya, and my other granddaughter, Kennedy. All of them start with, all of them are KJ. And we use his initials. We say that means King Jesus.
Mm.
We are here at the school.
This is the story of Kendrick Johnson. After a 4-year undercover investigation,
This is back in 2020 or back in 2013.
Team has still not found the evidence to point the finger at a killer. So at this time, we don't know who killed KJ. However, we have collected a lot of facts and pieces of evidence. And
it's a documentary about this young boy who was found rolled up in a gym mat.
This is Kendrick.
He got into a fight with a kid, and the kid's dad was an FBI agent, and they killed him at the school.
Entire life.
They don't know what happened to this boy. They took his organs out. Together, it's just crime.
Raised a family and an extended family of many loved ones. This is their oldest daughter, Kenyatta Johnson. This is Jackie's mother and Kendrick's grandma. And these are Kendrick's aunts, Lydia and Stephanie. They are the people closest to Kendrick. So to try to put a...
You ain't gotta watch the whole thing, but I'm already watching it. I'm gonna probably hop off live in a little bit. I wanted to bring in my mom's birthday. Or not her birthday, her death date. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, he called me the day before that. He said, Dad, he knew I was going to get a truck. He said, Dad, you got a truck? I said, I'm on my way to get it now. I said, I'll be home by Saturday morning. Then that was the last conversation that I talked to him. It was about a truck. Then the next day, and that's when everything started to happen. We can't get in touch with Kendrick.
And after school was out, I asked his bus driver, where was Kendrick? And she was like, he can ride home with me. Once I got home, I asked My daughter.
They strong for talking about this without breaking down crying. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. I cried a little bit today, but it's okay. I'm gonna be okay.
You know, she said, have you heard from Kendrick? And I said, no, I heard from him today, which I normally do. You know, by the end of the school day, he'll call me.
By then, we're worried. So she came and got me, and we rode back to the school and like rode back around looking for him again.
Yeah, it got dark. Have you heard from Kendrick yet? No, I ain't heard. I still
That's
ain't
gotta be a scary feeling. Your child don't come home from school. Don't nobody know where your child is at. Mm-mm.
They come out from school, and he still haven't got here. Hey, what's your son's name? So the sheriff department came, and he first thing he said, he's probably just somewhere laid up with some fast tail girl, and I was like, no, my children know better.
Okay.
Like you
They-
be in this house by 10 o'clock, not 10:01, not 10:02, at 10 o'clock. And so he just took the report and said, well, I ride around to the school and around the blocks to see if I see him anywhere. So then I get in my truck and I ride out to the schoolhouse and circle through the school parking lot. Still no Kendrick. But by then, I know something is terrible on because it's like almost 12 o'clock.
Well,
I would have went crazy if my kid didn't come home from school. You know what I'm saying? Me too. But this is such a sad story, man.
So I pulled up. I laid in my bed. I said, my son dead.
And the reason I'm watching this old story again is because this is the actual documentary. I only watched bits and pieces of this story. And then I used to be watching that Kanika Jenkins story. That's coming back around. That's resurfacing.
I didn't sleep at all.
That morning, she said, what you want me to do?
It's crazy not knowing what happened to somebody when they pass away, like a family member, how it hurts you, then knowing still hurts you. But you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Went to the front door, whatever, but they wouldn't let me in.
You can't live with your people. You can't live without them, man.
I said, is that my son that they just found in the gym? And she was like, yes. And I just lost it.
Then all of a sudden,
In the school though, they ain't hide it. They ain't hide it. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? They left him there to be found in the way he was found, wrapped up in a school mat.
They pulled down the mat.
And I think he was like the only black kid up in that school.
He wasn't moving.
Not that it matters, but you know what I'm saying? Some people really still are racist. And
that one of our classmates had died in our school, right?
Mm.
I'm in the middle of traffic driving across town. So she said they found a body after school and it's Kendrick, you need to get the jacket. So I said, where's my sister? Well, I didn't. I can't do this.
Okay. The killer they know who the people of interest is, but he was an FBI agent. This young man had gotten a fight. If I remember correctly, he had gotten a fight with this dude at school, a white kid. He was a black kid. The white kid's dad is FBI, part of the FBI agent. So therefore, he could do what he wanted and got to get away with it. That's what this is basically about. Ain't nothing happened. Was no. I don't even think they had evidence because of how high that dude stood, being an FBI agent. You dang near could do what you want to do, and at that point. Yeah, I'm into all this crime. I like talking about stuff like this.
Everyone still at the school.
They were switching classes and everything.
They said school was going on as normal.
When sheriff even came in there, resource officer from the sheriff department, and he was like, what are you screaming for? We don't even know if there's KJ. And I was like, has anybody else reported their child dead?
No, and
he was like, so you know it's my child.
She's like, why is everybody screaming? The police officer was like, why is everybody screaming? And you know that's the only black child in that school, dang near.
Somebody had drugged her. Like somebody looked like
the police officer asked her, or she asked the police officer, has anybody else called in saying that their child is missing? He said, yeah. That's a lie. I need to work on not being so loud. That shit, yeah. These pictures that they showing are crazy.
The sheriff came. Well, we don't find any foul play, but that was real.
They didn't find any foul play.
Minutes, we saw several vehicles with investigators inside coming on and leaving.
If this video gets took down, y'all, it's because I got copyright.
Stop the school in its tracks. Everybody was quiet.
Sorry about the ring light.
Outside and hear a pin drop.
I'm not sure if it's hit me yet. We're all going through this and we'll get through it.
I'm very thankful. I'm thankful it wasn't my son.
I'm very thankful. I'm thankful it wasn't my son. What?
People might.
Dang.
It's just scary.
The sheriff's office and Lowndes County Schools had this to say: nothing has been discovered to indicate foul play was involved.
I tell you, I remember this like it just like vivid, like it happened just yesterday. My sister let out a cry. She said, "Y'all killed my son. Y'all killed."
They definitely did.
I was up there on 81. I think it was in the good master plans is not to have me here. Because if I was here, it would have went down like that. I would have viewed my son's body. It wasn't nothing they could have done to kept me out of that jail.
Investigators say on Thursday, Johnson didn't show up to his fourth period class. Friday morning, he was found dead inside a rolled up gym mat.
These mats, they're actually very large floor mats, but when you roll them up, of course, it creates a circle and leaves a.
So they had to roll him up in there to get him in there. Literally at night, roll his body up.
Investigators say it appears Johnson was on top of mats that were standing upright when he possibly fell or reached inside the hole of the mat to get a shoe and got stuck.
From the evidence, we found that this is not murder. It appears just to be a terrible, terrible tragedy that resulted in a young man losing his life.
How can you fall over in a wrapped up mat?
Still overcome with grief and anger, these distraught family members.
Right. How you gonna?
Community
I don't believe that.
Well, what? We usually post up like right in front of E-Wing, where all the kids would be there in between classes. We'll post up there normally. Okay, so after KJ passed away, we start having 2 officers post up.
AJ dies, and then they send officers to your spots.
Yeah, they start doing a lot of crazy stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a quick breakdown of the early key facts. Kendrick was found upside down, rolled in a gym mat around 10:30 a.m. on January 11th. He went missing the day before at approximately 1:20 p.m. on video cameras in this gym. Kendrick is 5'10", and the gym mat he supposedly went into head first is 6 feet tall. Kendrick's shoulders measured 19 inches, and according to the police's own incident report, the opening of the mat measured 14 inches.
Okay. So what did I tell you?
Somehow saying he fit his body into
No,
the mat
y'all rolled him up.
and got stuck
Ain't no way.
trying to retrieve a shoe at the bottom of the mat.
No.
There
Don't
was
believe
a
it.
pool of blood under Kendrick's head when they moved the mat. But somehow the shoe they claimed he was going for is perfectly clean and doesn't have a thing on it.
I knew it was, some shit was going on from the very beginning.
Right.
From the very beginning. And so that's when it came down to the rally. We had a rally downtown at the courthouse. A lot of people showed up. News media showed up. And we demanded that Kendrick's body do not leave Lowndes County till me or his mother identify his body. Hour and a half later, I get a phone call. He said, well, come down to the crime lab. We walks in, first thing I said in my mind, damn, it's kind of hot in here. Then I thought to myself, I said, well, maybe I'm a little nervous about what I'm finna see. When they pulled the drawer out, instead of gush, a cool air come out, a gush, a hot air come out.
They're trying to get rid of. Oh,
I'm like,
trying to get rid of evidence. Trying to get rid of evidence.
he took the bag, the zipper bag, all the way down to his foot. And I looked at my son. I looked at it, I said, clearly.
Y'all,
I said, you can see clearly.
they most definitely rolled him up. Look at him. Look.
I said, man, look at his face.
Look.
Look at one side of his face roll up.
Look at this baby.
How they had Kendrick is he was like this.
In the bag?
Yeah, in the bag.
They wouldn't even-
That's crazy.
No, he had his arm like this.
When they opened the bag up?
When they opened the bag up,
His
he was laying just like this, and he had one arm here.
they showed him exactly what they did to this boy. Didn't hide it or nothing.
They off the floor like that, right? Till later on, we started getting the crime scene. We got a crime scene photo.
We were called over to the house to see a picture
Mm.
of Kendrick. When the lady went to seen that picture of KJ on the internet. That was the worst day of my life. Like, oh my Lord. It felt like I was losing my mind when I seen KJ disfigured like that. But I had to think that was just something they put out there, and it just made me push a little bit harder for Kendrick. Yeah, you gave me this, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it back to y'all. And every chance I get, I share that photo of what they did. I'll never let them forget. That's my child right there.
When the images of KJ were released to the public and his mother shared them over and over, many people connected what was happening to the story of Emmett Till.
Yep.
It was August 1955.
I know y'all heard about this.
The 14-year-old was sent to the South for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
One day on the street, a white woman created a terrible rumor about Emmett, that he had touched her and tried to rape her. That night, the woman's husband and his friend went to Emmett's house in the middle of the night, dragged him out of bed, and then murdered him and left him for dead. Emmett's mother bravely decided to have an open casket and show the world what these two men did to her son. The two men were put on a very public trial and found not guilty by an all-white jury. The clear injustice and grotesque images of Emmett seen around the world became a tipping point for civil rights. White America could no longer ignore the ongoing terror of Black America. The release of Emmett's photos, even today, is seen as one of the most important moments in American history. And here's the sad kicker. 60 years later, the lady finally admitted that Emmett didn't touch her and did nothing wrong.
We've all heard the gory details that he whistled at her, that he made a sexual advance towards her. And all these years later, she says what to you?
She said, with respect to the any physical assault on her or anything menacing or sexual, that part isn't true.
Lynchings in the South were such a regular and accepted part of the culture that they became public entertainment. Crowds would gather as if it were a parade or social gathering. They would bring their blankets and picnic lunches. As the gruesome event played out in front of them, the lynchers would make sure they put on a good show so the public wouldn't leave. They would drag out the torture to the crowd's delight. Once dead, the body would normally be burned, swinging over the children and dogs as they played below. And to capture the moment, souvenirs and postcards were created and sold. And these postcards can still be found in the homes of Southerners today.
Some of the postcards tell you where to write and the discount you'll get if you buy 1, 10, or 100. That man made 50,000 prints of that photo and sold them for 50 cents a piece before the governor of the state got him to stop bringing them.
To illustrate how common and widely accepted youth lynching was in America before Emmett Till, all we need to do is look at the murder of Ernest Green.
Yep,
and
one
Charles
lie. There you go.
In 1942, the
There you
lynching
go.
of these two black youths made big news because of the image of their bodies with the noose still around their necks. Just like Emmett, these two teens were also falsely accused of interactions with a white girl. They were thrown in jail, then taken from their cells by a white mob, then brought to a bridge nearby that was used so often for lynchings, the town called it the Hanging Bridge. The New York Times was sent the images and the report, and they buried the story, refused to run the photo, and put it on page 24. This is a part of American history that most Americans still haven't dealt with. Its legacy lives on today with the nearly daily documentation of Black people killed for seemingly minor events, like selling cigarettes, walking in the street, playing with a toy gun, or wearing a hoodie. So when a 17-year-old is found dead, rolled up in a gym mat, with his death going unanswered by law enforcement, we have to remember that this incident didn't just happen in a bubble. It is connected to a long and ongoing history of devaluing Black lives in this country. They said, we heading down to the corner. I said, well, what corner we going down to? Down to the corner downtown. And from that day, my sister stayed down there on that corner. Sun up, sun down. Rain, hail, sleet, snow. No justice! No!
Supporters of Johnson's family have held rallies alleging a cover-up. They've demanded a federal investigation.
Our family would get together every day, and we went down to Lowndes County Courthouse and stood there, and we asked, what if this was your child? Who killed Kendrick?
Supporters for Kendrick's family are calling for a Department of Justice investigation.
What do you want?
The Johnsons and their supporters now hope the FBI will get an answer to their question. What happened to Kendrick Johnson?
It was a major cover-up going on, and we want to expose that cover-up.
For 4 days, Malika Mahogany and a dozen members of the community walked 17 miles a day from Atlanta to Valdosta to symbolize the 17 years of Kendrick Johnson's life.
I actually wanted to come here and present them with demands. They won't allow us to.
When protesters got to Lowndes High School, they were greeted by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, including the sheriff.
If they want to address anything to do with Kendrick Johnson, in this case, they can address it by U.S. mail.
According to the sheriff, the school did not want any letters from the protesters and asked that they be kept off school property.
How would you feel if your son went to school and never came home? Never returned home. And then the next day you found out he was rolled up in a gym mat.
My thing is to let people know that they have a voice. They don't have to be silent. They don't have to be scared to fight no more. They can speak out.
One lady said, you guys need to get a job. I said, I got two. We got a job, but this is also our job too. So don't get it twisted.
On Facebook,
Clock it.
posted this picture of himself, wondering how anyone could squeeze into a gym mat.
Okay.
Supporters from around the world writing, I smell a cover-up, and this case makes no sense.
I've never met anybody as strong as she is in my life. I have never met someone like her. It's just unbelievable. I mean,
That's how my mama was. Very strong. A strong woman. God-fearing woman.
they killed the wrong child this time. We ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. My baby life matter.
Hundreds have rallied for a federal investigation, and the Department of Justice is reviewing the case.
No matter who you are, how much money your parents have, the color of your skin, everyone deserves justice. Everyone.
Seven of us even took it upon ourselves to bring more awareness, and we went to jail. We stood and blocked the courthouse doors and would not let anybody in.
This is the mother and the father of Kendrick Johnson. They were marching too.
We're going. This is not a game. This is serious business. Walking on a freedom run.
I was thinking, I was like, I could lose my job. People be upset with me about this, but then I thought about it. This my sister, this my nephew.
So we had to make some noise. So, see what this open
Amen. Hey, say that for real though.
with the sole purpose of bringing some attention to what was really going on. Some national attention. Went right to the front of the courthouse door, we locked on. Wouldn't let nobody in. And they trying to get out, and try to break us apart.
And you see people trying to go in the building, and they couldn't go in because Jackie wouldn't move. Nobody would move. And that thing just did something to me, and I was like, okay. So then I saw the police officers, the sheriff, the deputies come out. They was pulling, tugging, and just being real rough.
Come on in, please.
They got Keisha, then they got me. And they told me, you want everybody to go to jail out there?
They are taking them into custody. They're taking them away from our site. They have not put them in handcuffs, but they are taking them to the back.
I said, man, y'all got to do what y'all got to do today. Because we ain't going nowhere.
But my sister was standing up there by herself, and I was standing right down the steps watching her. Because I said, if anything pop off, yep, I'm going to jail for that.
Okay.
Somebody fought for us.
Let me stop, y'all. Ow. I'll be into the crime. I'll be into this stuff like, yeah.
If we don't stand up for ourselves, then nobody else will. I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out there. I said, I got to stand up there. I can't leave her hanging by herself. And I went up there and I stood with him. So they moved us from the outside to the inside, and we blocked the scanners.
Yes, the mother of the man that was paid at Lowndes County High School and waiting for answers. This is serious. This is not a game.
And we took, I think, about 3 steps. And when we took that last step, that one deputy, he pulled my sister and twisted her arm. And it was like chaos. They took us and they rushed us to the back.
Anybody who is just now coming in here, or if you're going to come back and watch the replay, if this don't get copyright, basically a young man at the age of 17 was found dead back in 2013, rolled up in a mat. They killed this boy. He was definitely murdered, and they try to make it seem like ain't nothing happened. So yeah, basically the person of interest, I want to say, was an FBI agent. So, you know what I'm saying? You can get away with certain things. So that's all. I'm just watching it. Did certain things, a few cases, like I stay watching or I stay looking for the updates. So yeah, I'm a crime head, y'all. Basically a race case. White on black crime. Or whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yesterday, the family and friends of Kendrick Johnson protested in front of the Lowndes County Courthouse, and they were protesting because there was no information about Kendrick Johnson. Now, the protesters were arrested, and the protesters who were arrested were Kendrick's father and mother, Jacqueline and Kenneth Johnson. Now, they have all been charged with misdemeanor interference with government property, and tonight, Jackie Johnson is out on bail.
The white man is running everything here. As long as it's not a white person getting killed or shot up, they do not care in this city.
Now, the history of Austin, it's always been this racist town. 2 people, black and a white person, do the same thing.
White person go get sent home. Black person in jail.
Every time you want to say something, they snatch that chain. That means be quiet. And what do a lot of them do? Hear this.
I'm thankful they got his documentary out.
Be quiet. People can't say what they want to say.
Customers not wanting.
I don't think they ever found out, y'all.
Wait on them.
I don't think they ever found out what really happened to their baby.
Over the years.
I don't think they did. I think his organs was missing too.
It's the way it is here.
How long is this? Hold on, y'all. Oh yeah, this thing's still starting. I need to get some popcorn ready.
Like many in America, we thought it was near Atlanta. But after doing some research, we quickly realized that Valdosta and Atlanta are two separate worlds. Valdosta is the deep south, very close to the Florida Panhandle, a place where Confederate flags still fly high and proud alongside statues of Confederate leaders. The roots of racism run deep here. Lowndes County, where Valdosta is, became famous in the early 1900s for one of the most heinous acts of lynching in the history of our country.
Mary Turner baby was cut out her stomach. The white man cut it out her stomach, and the baby fell to the ground while she was hanging, and he stomped her.
In 1918, Mary Turner and her baby were brutally killed here in Lowndes County, and their story became worldwide news.
All right,
Mary's husband.
all right. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna try to come back on here. You know, I probably won't. I was gonna bring in my mom's, little death date, but I love y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. I'm gonna go. Mwah.